Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Let me see. Let me add my man shit.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, boo.
How you doing?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Red cup time.
Oh, I got a blue glass.
Got you.
I'm waiting for my other folks to come in. You ain't have no problem getting in, right?
Nah, it was simple.
All right,
With the
cool.
with the link you sent, it just said copy the link, paste it in Safari, and it just opened right up.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go in here and let them know to try now. And
So when you do this like this, does it record and save or okay?
yeah, and I'm gonna post it on YouTube and try to
Okay.
do it like weekly.
Yeah.
See what happens. Oh, she said she's having a problem. So you said let me see, copy the link.
Yeah. The instructions are on it. It just say copy link. It say copy link right beside it. It got the instructions though, but where it say copy link, underneath number two, it say just paste that into the browser on Safari, and then boom. So they got the little copy link, little square right beside where it's telling you to copy the link. And once you hit that, it say copy. Then you just paste it into the browser, and it just opens straight up for me.
Yeah, I sent everybody the same link. So we're
And
gonna
then
see.
once it opened up, it was like turn the mic on or whatever.
Right.
And it was like only the you backstage, only the host can see you. They might add you in a minute or something.
All right. We're gonna see. We're gonna give them a couple of minutes. So how are you?
I can't complain.
All right. All right.
You
I
know,
need you to keep that same energy I be seeing on your timeline. I need you to keep that same energy, bro.
that's me.
All right. All right.
That's me. I ain't shy about nothing. I ain't got no, I ain't got no problem with speaking my mind.
I do know that.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Like I
Um,
told him today, we ain't the same. Y'all jealous of the rose, I buy her one.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? It's funny. I saw your post, and then I don't know who it was. It might have been one of them radio stations. I don't know. And they was talking about it, and I was like, why they get mad at it? All they got to do is incorporate that in there with them, and you get something different. You know what I mean?
Man, people crazy. People just choose anything to be jealous of. They'll be jealous of your phone if you stay on it, doing what you do.
I know all about that.
Even if it's innocent. They jealous of the phone. They jealous of your family. You're jealous of your kids. They're jealous of everything.
Yep.
Jealous of toys. How you gonna get jealous of a toy?
Of a toy, an inanimate object. Like, just keep that, take that and kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Man, listen. I'm like this. If I ain't there, use what you use.
wouldn't you rather use a toy than use another person?
Exactly. Then on
So,
top of that, when I am there, man, listen, we can bring it in. It ain't gonna do nothing but enhance the pleasure.
for both people, that's what they not getting. And so
Right.
they, the little memes and stuff I've been seeing, oh, get that rose to shovel your snow and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting up here like, really?
That's
Really?
that
You
goofy
that
shit.
mad?
Them people are immature.
Yeah. You
Cause
that mad?
one thing I know about a woman is when she feeling good, she gonna make you feel better.
That's true. And I got a friend, my girlfriend Sean McClain. She sells all of those toys, everything that you need for men, women. She got lingerie. It's called Insatiable Pleasure. So you know, she can go ahead and do her
Yeah,
thing with
I might give out a couple of roses
for
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Well, here my girl.
Instead of buying the ones that die, get the one with the battery.
Oh yeah, she got the drink that charge up.
No, I'm talking about instead of buying the real roses because they die.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, getting a dozen of them, they only gonna last a couple days.
Well, I like those too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got nobody to get them to right now.
Yeah. I don't know where these other folks at. I'm trying to get them a little bit of time to, get up in. Oh, here we go. Here.
I might make it so somebody can win. How much she charge for them? She got them?
No, not this one. This is my this.
No, I'm saying,
Hi,
I'm saying,
Hey,
how you doing?
what's up?
No, I'm
Nikki.
saying,
Shed, Nikki.
nice to
What's
meet you,
going
Nick.
on?
I'm
We
saying
got stogies,
the
huh?
friend that got the insatiable pleasures. Do she got roses?
She got roses.
How much? You know?
I gotta ask her.
Oh yeah.
I'll ask her.
I might get like
Look,
2 of them and do a
Bryce said
contest with
hello.
women. Do a
Nikki, are you
contest
at a
with
restaurant? Wait,
females to
Michelle,
win.
hold on.
I'm eating.
Yeah,
How
she
you
definitely
gonna have
listening.
an intense conversation at a restaurant?
Don't worry about it. I'm on it.
All right, I look at you. Got your drink. All right, we got our got our cups.
Toast to
All right.
life. Toast to life.
So I was hoping to get I got like 2 other people, but it's already 8:36. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get into it right now.
Okay.
So hold on a second. So what the purpose of this is, I know both of y'all my Facebook friends. Nikki, you know me forever. So how this all started was, I post wild stuff. I just be posting stuff, whether it's about me or if it's something I like or whatever. That's just how I am, whatever. So I think what really drew the attention was when I put up the thing about the married man or men in my inbox and stuff like that. So that drew a lot of dialogue. And then I started seeing people on other pages, talking about dating, how hard it is these days and how hard it is to sustain relationships and stuff like that. So, not that if everybody remember, here we go. We got Maurice. Hold on a second. Let me add him in. Hey, Mo.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you well.
Okay, good.
What's up, Mo?
What's
Hey,
up,
Mo.
Nita?
That's Shed.
I'm
That's
Mo.
Shed.
I'm
That's
Mo
Nick.
too. My name Mo too, man.
Yeah,
My
that's
first
me.
name is Shed, but Maurice my middle name, bro.
Okay, that works.
I go by Better Man.
Maurice, my middle name too. That's it. But I've used it. I've never used my first name. So.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Most people call me Mo from Maurice,
Okay.
unless they know me from school or something.
Yeah.
So,
Get my earphones.
Look, which is why I keep calling you Shed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just doing a little introduction, letting everybody kind of like saying what all started it, and of course the post about the married men in the inbox that kind of did it, and then seeing stuff. Mo, you remember Craigie putting up a post, so that's why I hit you up, because I saw your dialogue there. And then I know my girl Nikki, she keeps it raw. So I was like, yes, that's a good one. And then Shed been doing some things that I've been paying attention to. So I'm like, you know what? We need to have a round table. We need to sit around and talk about this and kind of see what's going on, really. But for the most part, just talk about it. Just sit around and talk about it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about this thing. So the first thing, I'm not sure, everybody know, if y'all don't know, I'm single. I've been single for almost 8 years, something like that. Was married for like 20 some years.
2014,
2015.
Got
Yeah. So so I've been single. When you've been married for such a long time and you get into that dating scene, it's different, because the last date I was on was in the 90s. So here we are in 2022, and I'm
dating,
right.
yeah, dating sucks.
Yeah,
dating sucks.
it really does. So, and then you got all of these dating apps, and you got all of this and all of that. So we're gonna talk about all of that. So let's get into the relationship things and the single and the dating thing. So, just keep it. Oh, we got one more person coming in. This is my girl Sharice. Hold on. There we go. Hey, girl.
If I knew I was gonna be on camera, I would have put something fancy on, look presentable.
Girl, I said it was gonna be on live. What's wrong with you?
Girl, you know how it is when you dating.
Well, that's what we talking about. We talking about dating. So
I'm sorry I'm late.
It's
I just
okay.
had a conversation.
It's okay. It's okay. So who else is single on here? I know I am. Mo is.
Well,
I am.
I'm almost.
I am.
You almost
single. I'm almost single. My divorce hearing is February 23rd.
Oh, okay. Okay. And Sharice, you're dating, right?
And I won't be dating.
So you gonna take some time to heal after that?
Wait, you said you won't be dating?
Very good.
Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna take my time. Like I'm not gonna rush into anything. I believe I learned through this situation that, you know, as a man, I do need to heal. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like,
exactly.
I used to be like, you know, once I say fuck that bitch, it's fuck that bitch. And I can move forward. And I would move forward. But then it wouldn't last because I wasn't really ready. You know what I'm saying? And then I would allow people to say to me, like, you know, when I would tell them I wasn't ready and we were dating or at the get to know each other stage, they would tend to come at me like, okay, well, it's been X amount of months, what we doing? Like, I want to be more and this, that, and the third.
Well, see, Shay,
and I would make that decision because of them. And
Hold
I would be
on.
like, okay.
Now, when you around our age, you don't want you're dating with the purpose, especially women our age. We don't want to. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think I want to get married again. If I get married again, he's gonna have to be rich because I did the struggle of with my husband, with my first husband. I ain't trying to do that again. My kids are older. I'm trying to go, you know, see the world and travel and do things like that. So if I do get married, he has to at least have a table. I don't want to know what you bring to the table. You got to be the table. Like, I don't
sound like Ye now. That's what he said.
Well, listen, I don't follow Ye, but I've been saying that for a while because I did the struggle of when I was in my early 20s. When me and my ex-husband got together, we were like 22. And then we had our first kid at 24, and then we were married by 26. So we kind of grew up together, and I'm older now. I don't want to do that. So
see, what I realized for myself though, it was a pattern. Like I ain't just started doing this at this age. I did this for years. Like I have a relationship that might last 4 years, and I never healed from it. And then I, you know, start dating. I would normally have maybe 2 or 3 women that I'm seeing simultaneously, and then like the one that just doesn't want to only see me, but she asks for more. Instead of me realizing that she was doing that for her, and I needed to do what I needed to do for me, I would go ahead and go with her and think like, well, the other ones was cool with where we were, and so maybe they just didn't want it, but really they was just respecting my space. So I was looking at it all backwards. You know what I'm saying? And I would go with the one that was like rushing me into it when it was really for her, not me. And I wasn't thinking about myself. And I would just accept it and be like, okay, well, since she asked, maybe it'll work out because she wants it. You know what I'm saying? And of course I had to like her some. Yeah. But I wasn't ready to just jump right into something. So it took years to realize that, you know what I'm saying, I need to take my time. I need to heal. I am human. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to heal and grieve or whatever it takes. And then take my time and, you know, let something like that happen later on down the road.
Okay. It's refreshing to hear a man recognize that, that you do need that time to heal once you know, been involved in a relationship for so long, any type of relationship. So it's wonderful to hear that. Like, thumbs up.
Thank you. Thank you. It took a while, but I'm here now, and I'm like, you know, because like I said, I would be like, once I thought it was over, or if I was hurt about something, I'd be like, you know what? Bam, I'm done. Next. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you just jump into it and you don't realize like you're not really in love with that person.
It's rebound. It's rebound.
Yes.
And you're so used to being with somebody that you feel like you have to be with somebody. I did that. I did that because I didn't know how to function without that person. Right. And I'm like, so I didn't like sleeping by myself. I didn't like going places by myself. It took me a long time. Like I said, it's going on like 8 years, 8 years. And I literally just went on a vacation by myself. And the only reason I went, and it was for my birthday, the only reason I went was because my best friend couldn't go. So at the last minute, she had some stuff come up and she couldn't go. And instead of us, because we were supposed to go to Vegas, I was like, you know what? I can't stay in this house on my birthday. I switched my flight, went to Cancun by myself, had a boat. Because then I'm realizing I don't have to worry about what this person want. You know, if they want to eat this, I don't want to eat that today. I don't want to sit at the beach all day. I don't want to sit on the balcony and listen to no waves. When we gonna go and do something? You know what I mean? I ain't have to worry about that. I didn't have to worry about that. So, and my brother in the comments, he said, "Don't nobody date anymore. People just hang out and fuck. They claim each other." So,
see, I'm past that part of my life. Like, all that fucking for sport. Don't nobody do that shit. Sport. I'm too old for that. I don't have time. And then what?
And then what? Exactly. And then what?
No,
then what we gonna do? You know, so but it's and no daggers at you guys, but it's still men out here that's in their 50s, late 40s, 50s, thinking 60s. All I gotta do is, you know, I'm gonna hit this person, I'm gonna hit that person, da 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 da. You know, and when you gonna stop doing that? Because at what point do you stop?
When their penis stop working.
Don't nobody wants you then.
Huh?
I don't want you then.
Well, by then, hopefully,
thank you.
To one person, but with men being who we are, a part of what we do on a routine basis is something that puts us in position so we can have sex, either with one person exclusively or if we got a harem. But something we do routinely is going to put us in place for that.
Listen, you too old to be playing these stupid games.
Ice cream, I see it.
I agree with games.
Exactly. You know what you want, and you know what you don't want.
But a man will pretty much never be too old as long as his penis is working to find ways to try to get intimate, to try to get sex. He's never going to be too old for that as long as his penis works. And if it
agree with that.
Yes, and if it means he's in a relationship with someone for 40 or 50 years, it'll work that way. Or if he got 10 different women and he's trying to do all 10, it's going to work that way. He's going to find a way to be intimate with women on a regular basis. And unfortunately, you got some older men who are playing games in order to get that done.
Something going on with your mic, bro.
Yeah, what's going on with your phone?
Routinely.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Something going on with your mic.
We can hear you now. You kind of went out.
Not good.
Yeah, somebody called. I tried to
Oh, okay.
Somebody was calling me.
I was trying to know that you're gonna be on live at least for an hour. Don't bother you.
You clearer now though. But we heard what you're saying though.
Yeah.
But now I can't hear you guys too good. What the hell?
Oh Lord. Tell them people stop calling you.
You know, Tiff, you know I'm popular. You know that. You know I'm popular.
Hey,
but I don't know. Okay. Something happened to where I can barely hear you guys now. I don't know.
Did you clear the line?
I hurry up and hit and hung it up. But
right,
then
you want to go out and come back in?
Yeah, you may need to reset yourself.
Go out and come back in.
Go out and come back in?
Yeah.
Leave. Okay, sure.
All right.
What you guys just discussed about when are you too old to stop it? You know, running around, playing the field, trying to, you know, fulfill that need. A lot of people have voice that comes from like just youth, you know, like they're missing something and you're always trying to find what you're looking for. And that's human in all of us. Like,
yeah,
I can admit I'm missing something, but you don't really know what that something is. So you're constantly bouncing around and then you find yourself in similar relationship, dating the same person, but they just look different.
Right.
Or they may have different activities.
You have a type. You definitely have a type, and that's with me. Like for me, I kept seeing myself gravitating to these tall, light-skinned dudes, right? And it's something that I don't necessarily do on purpose, but I just kept doing it. So nobody in my head, I'm like, I can't deal with nobody that's shorter than me. That's first of all. I don't care if you light skin, dark skin, or whatever. I can't deal with nobody shorter than me. I'm not doing that. But I kept gravitating to that same type of man. And then it also dawned on me too that I'm such a giver that I'm always doing. So for me, I like to make myself like available at all times. I'm always doing this and doing that. I'm like nurturing and taking care of you. And then it dawned on me that, damn, I done turned you into my son. Because now I'm doing everything for you. You know what I mean? Like I'm helping you pay your bills. I'm helping you fix your credit. I'm helping you do this and do that, things that you should have already known as a man. But that's me. I'm trying to just help all the time. Oh, let me help you do this. Let me help you do that. Oh, let me go. You need some shoes. Well, I ain't doing that. But, I'm just saying like certain things, I'm just always putting myself out there. And I've noticed that the same type of men are gravitating to me. And now these married men keep gravitating to me. And I'm like, I don't want to be a side chick. But that's hold on. We gonna get to that in a minute. So what y'all think about these dating apps? Because Facebook
I like
got
Tinder.
the dating app.
I like Tinder. I ain't on it now.
No.
Okay.
I'm on Farmers Only.
I
got a page on FarmersOnly.com.
What the fuck is Farmers Only?
I don't know that one.
We all farmers. You got to
shut the hell up, man.
It's for women who love farmers.
You write that down.
It's like, nah, I'm playing.
I'm not playing.
No,
with
it really is a site called Farmers Only.
It's a dating site.
It's a dating site. It's probably for white women, but they got.
Well, they love you black men. So.
Yeah,
that sounds like Bumble.
Listen, they got Bumble, Hinge, Facebook.
I never heard of that.
Tinder.
You got Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish.
You got
Plenty of
Tag.
Fish is awful.
Now, what I noticed, okay, so
Plenty of
a few
Fish.
years ago, me and my best friend, we I got two, but my best friend Radia, we was like, all right, we're gonna go ahead, just look at these dating things or whatever. All right, we did it for like shits and giggles and shit, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to see what was what. Mm-hmm. She got off of it. Me, the glutton for punishment, decided to stay on there. And everywhere I look, it's guys, the nice looking guys and, successful guys. They wanted one thing. So from what I'm hearing, which I didn't know, Tinder is like a fuck fest. All they want to do is have sex. They don't want relationships. They don't want to do this and do that. They want to just have sex. And most of these dating apps, I feel like that's what I'm getting. So I'm like, I tried the dating app just to say that I tried it. But this shit is for the birds.
Well, you know what? I was on Tinder. I must have been doing something wrong because when
Sharice,
nobody hit me up.
Let's put it out there. You looking for a different type than I'm looking for. You not looking for no man though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hold on, not a man at all.
I know y'all. Y'all talking
y'all gotta
code?
keep it real now.
No. I'm giving her the segue to bring her stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So
say
on air here, but yeah, I am looking for a different type. I'm not ashamed. I identify with the LGBT community.
Okay.
But I heard that was up there on Tinder. I think I have perspective on both sides. I haven't always been, gay all my life. Okay. So I can identify with both sides.
Yeah.
So, but I have been dating women now longer than men.
Gotcha.
And that's my preference.
Gotcha.
Just to put that out there. I mean, I didn't run into this because, I felt like this one side gonna treat you better. it's more like I gravitated to this because I felt like that's who I was, or who I am.
Okay.
So that's why I'm there. It's not. I mean, I think people are people, and I think a lot of people get it confused. They feel like, oh, I'm gonna jump to this side because they're gonna treat me better. No, because you can get a woman to beat your ass just like a man to beat your ass.
Facts.
Women fight just as much as men. You know, it's domestic everywhere, and people are just generally people. You know.
Yeah. And they're usually super jealous.
And that's true. And you know what? I have a little jealousy in me. I would never like hide anything. I am a kind of a jealous person. I don't know because I'm the only child.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm an only child too, and
I'm an only child.
And that's why you act like you act, shit.
Yeah, I'm an only child too. And
I'm an only child too. I'm not jealous.
Issues.
I'm not jealous though.
With me.
I mean, not you. I'm saying me.
But you have other things that make people kind of recognize that you are an only child.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck does that mean? Do tell.
Say that again.
You said you talking to her?
What does that mean?
Yeah, talking to Nikki.
Tell me. Do tell. Let's hear it.
No, it's nothing specific. It's just that. So, and it's not a bad thing. So don't get me wrong. It's you want what you want when you want it.
It's all right.
And that's the sign. That right there is like
the spoiledness.
Yes. So the only children, they're used to getting what they want when they want it because they don't have to share it with nobody else.
There you go.
So,
but and I normally get it,
and
myself.
So, and you do. If she can't get it, she'll get it. Or if you don't want to do it, she's gonna do it herself. Like
absolutely.
And that's how a lot of us women are these days. But then again, now they're saying that that's a downfall for women because we're too strong. So how do you explain being too strong of a woman when you don't have that person? You're not going to depend on that person. You weren't raised to depend on someone else. You were raised to get what you're going to get. So how do you that kind of falls into this dating thing too, because then when you come off as being too strong, they don't want to deal with you. Oh, if you could do this, you could do that. And then like we brought up earlier, she had the rose. Oh, you got the rose, you don't need me. You can buy what you want, you don't need me. You got your little toys, you don't need me. So, we fighting other demons too.
Okay, well,
so nobody want nothing to talk back. That's why people use toys. That's why I got a dog. She don't talk back. You do what I say, and you just do it.
Yeah, me and toys don't work. I can't deal with that. No.
You can't do the toys, Nick?
No.
You need somebody to hug and kiss.
I need the hammer.
And they just put out one that's made like a hammer.
I saw it. It's pink.
The one that's attached to a man, a warm body, a person. Like I'm not that person.
Exactly. And that's
how that 9-inch nail.
I hope she get 9 and plus.
Yeah.
I don't even need that much, but y'all get it.
You work with what you got.
That's awful. That is really awful.
Cherie said that's awful.
Why is it awful?
I mean,
so let me ask this question.
I'm on the other side, and that's awful.
Less than 9.
Why is it so awful? What happened? Why is it awful?
No, I'm talking about size. I mean,
size
talk.
She got more cushion for the pussy.
If I was a man, I would really be mad at God because
if he was less than 9 inches, less than 9 inches, you gonna be mad at God?
I guess 7.5 is okay.
First of all, DMV is not that small. Let's clear that out. Second of all, reaching at 9-inch feet, that's a fucking miss or some shit.
The average male penis is 5 to 5.5 inches, and the average depth of a woman's vagina is like 4 to 4.5 inches.
Boom, there you go. Just like that.
You ain't gonna get all of it anyway.
And the G-spot is only like 3 to 4 inches deep.
Inside, there you go. It's more
all that other shit is waste. It's not even necessary. And a lot of women can't even take a whole 9.
I was about to say, and for me, I don't even need all of that for real. I'm not even going like.
I'm glad y'all said that. Then why do men always want somebody with a big butt and big breasts and everything in waist? Because your mouth ain't but so big. So how much breast can you fit in it?
It's all about the
That's visual. That's what we
when
find to
you
be
see it,
attractive.
it does.
That appeals to us. Yeah, that's visual. That's mentally stimulating us. That's what we're attracted to. That's what it is. Yeah.
So the vision controls the mental. You know what I'm saying? And it hypes us up. But for me personally, I don't need all that, because for me, I always looked at it like this. You know what I'm saying? Now, these things, but the little B cup, C cup, you know what I'm saying? 30, 34, 36. That's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, the H is all right too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing about the big butt, though. The way I always looked at the butt was like, okay, it's a visual thing. You like to look at somebody and say, damn, she fat as shit.
A martini glass on top of it.
Yeah, you want to look at her and say she fat as shit, you know, walking past. But that's not necessarily all the time. Like, I don't need the 60-inch ass walking back to the bathroom naked. I can take a slim, thick, you know what I'm saying, or even like a skinny kind of, you know, just because naked, all of it look good for the most part.
So what if she was a size 22 or 24?
A 22 or 24?
Her dress size?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so
yes.
I'm 5'10" and 190 pounds. That's probably a little bit too much woman for me.
So it's not true skinny guys like big women? Is that not?
No, it's cool.
Noticed that.
No, it's cool for anyone to be attracted to whatever they are attracted to. I just know that men, because we're visual, more men are going to find a woman of a dress size 24 less attractive than men will find her attractive. It'll be less men than it will be. That's it. The men are visual. But there will be
same time,
men who like the 24. There'll be men.
Yeah, but I think I look at it like this: with a 22, 24, if it's shaped, if it's got a nice shape, now if it's like, you know what I'm saying, if it's just.
But everybody has their preference,
right? Me personally,
generally, we can speak generally.
I'm not gonna lie. The bigger the butt, the more I'm thinking about sex. Honestly, the bigger the butt, the more I'm thinking about sex. If it's nice, like, and I probably would think, like, if it's kind of big sometimes, and I never pursued it, but I've said to myself when I seen like a big old donkey ass, right? Like, damn, I wonder how that is. Like, maybe I could hit it once just to see how it is or something.
But then you have all of these women that's running to Miami, running to this place, trying to get these big asses because of what you just said. So
but that's ridiculous. I don't even like them joints.
Okay, but you just said a fat ass. So if you a size whatever, like a size 8, and you ain't got no ass, the first thing you gonna do, if you got a little extra change, the first thing they doing is running down there, getting these BBLs and getting it done. Me personally, I'm constantly doing squats to make sure my ass ain't sagging. So
that's all you need to do.
I don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit. You gonna take
you ain't gotta go pay for, like, don't go buy no ass. Like,
I'm not. Why would I do that?
I'm not doing that.
I don't want no fake ass. I take a small real ass before I take a big fake ass. I don't want no fake ass at all.
But don't
you know what I'm saying?
And like in their 20s, that's probably graduating towards that because they're really they don't know who they are, don't have no self-esteem. They need somebody.
No, there are 30s and 40s.
No, they 30s and 40s too.
Doing that too.
Yes.
They are 30 and 40 doing that.
Well, see, I'm not here to judge. Maybe they just still haven't found themselves. Sometimes it takes you longer to find yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They don't know who they are.
I didn't know who I was when I was in my 20s. I didn't know who I was in my 30s.
They want the attention that somebody else is getting.
I think that could be what it is. And I personally don't care about that. But I will say, for me, I have 4 kids. So I'm constantly, and again, when you're used to being in a relationship and now you're not, you don't know what to do as far as this dating thing. So I am constantly like doing my squats, and I'm doing, other stuff to try to get my stomach down and stuff like that. Now I have had some men that say, I don't care. I know you a mom. I know you got kids, whatever. But for me, I like looking at myself naked and not being like, damn.
Thank you. Thank
you. So it's not what I do is not for somebody else, it's for myself. I like looking good naked. My brother says they're not going to pay for body construction to date. They're going to do it to fuck, and they want attention. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and some of them be chasing the bag too, though.
Yeah,
like, I respect. True. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't judge nobody for what they do with themselves because it's them. That's their life, right? I don't knock somebody who go and invest in their body and look at it as an investment because they gonna be on the front line somewhere doing something with their body to make money. I applaud that. But when you just like
okay,
if it's like a self-esteem thing and you just want to be Miss Perfect or you want to chase the look that somebody else got, then I'm side-eyeing you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, do you though? It ain't my money.
But do you think that increases the woman's chance of dating? Because that's
no, it increases the chances of her wanting to be fucked. Like niggas is gonna look at her and want to fuck her. Okay. And that's gonna be the bottom line. When you go get them big ass titties that's sitting up all perky and get your ass all perfectly round, more dudes is gonna be trying to fuck you. Nobody is trying to wife you for the most part. I'm not gonna say nobody, but you lessen your chances because all that shit look alike. So now, what's different about you than, let's say, all the Instagram girls? If you went and bought the Instagram body, and a lot of these people that do it, their bodies don't even be fucked up. They just be normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
4 kids, 3 kids.
But they want perfect, and it's like, what is that for your fucking
like
brain?
I said,
though?
For me,
it don't change your mindset
but
or
for
who
me,
you are as a person.
When you're looking in the mirror and in your head you're seeing that person that you were, but in that mirror is not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not justifying the BBLs and all the rest of that stuff. I'm not doing that. But for me personally, I would like to at least be able to look in the mirror and feel good about myself. Not for anybody else, but for myself.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. So
but I'm gonna can I say this real quick? Go ahead, Nikki.
No, I was about to say that's more of a self-confidence thing. Like,
right. And that's a good thing.
You had or whatever the case may be. Right. It's all about how you feel about yourself. Because me personally, I've had 2 children. Do I think I'm in the best of shape? No. Could I improve? Yeah. Do I give a fuck? No. Because you're going to take this body just like it is. You're going to love it. And that's going to be that. Because I'm not changing who I am. I'm not going to get no fucking BBL. I'm just talking about no ass. And most dicks can't even. What you going to do with it from the back when I get this big ass BBL? How you going to hit it?
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Go ahead,
let me get my 2 cents.
Go ahead.
All right, so a part of it is your self-esteem and what you feel about yourself. But being honest, we know we got to honestly say to ourselves, we rate that based on how others treat and have things to say about us. You can be strong and confident, and you can look in the mirror at a body and say, I like what I see. But then the changes you want to make may be gauged on how appealing you're trying to make yourself, or how you want to, or the thoughts of opinions of others. And things that you go to the beach. Example is, you go to the beach and you feel a little funny about your body, right? You might not feel confident about it, but then you see somebody on the beach that's a little bigger than you are. You say, well, hey, if she can wear that, hey, I can wear what I got on too. And that's somewhat based on a perception of something else as opposed to just what you see on yourself. A lot of what we gauge, how we dress, how we appear, is gauged on how others receive us and how they take us in, as opposed to just me being confident in who I am and what I see. It's like I think we would be remiss if we want to put it all in what I think about myself for the most part. It has a lot to do with how others gauge us as well. I'm comfortable with a bald head, but it just so happened that women who I'm attracted to, black women, find men with bald heads sexy. But if women in masses didn't find bald heads sexy, how confident would I be in being a bald head man?
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, that's kind of sexy though.
Does it? It's a percentage of it in there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just say I like what she said about you gonna take this and you're not gonna hit it from the back when it's this big stupid ass and this, that, and the third. Because this is how I feel about it, right? Okay. At the end of the day, whatever your body type is, will never say how good you are in bed.
Yeah,
so
right.
I take that out. Like for me, that big round ass don't say that pussy gonna be good.
Right.
That's true.
That big round ass, that big old sexy, beautiful bought ass, or even a perfect natural ass is not even gonna say that she even likes anal. True. So what does the ass really have to do with it? Right? And so I take that shit out. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that I love about a natural woman: tiger stripes. That shit.
You're not the first person that I've heard
say sexy.
Yeah, them joints. When
that
you probably
shit is so 20, sexy to me. I don't know why.
20, you care about that, but after a certain age, man, them joints show. It's something about those that it is appealing. I don't know if I can explain it, but something about them joints.
I can't explain it. I know I can't, but I love it.
Yeah, something about them joints appealing, especially if they fit on what the body type that you are, you find to be most appealing as a man. And they got them stripes too, man. What? Yes,
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
And one other thing that I learned about when it comes to asses, if she knows how to arch that joint, it's gonna be fat as shit regardless.
All right, so listen. So we kind of veered off a topic because we're supposed to be talking about dating, and now we're talking about sex. So we gotta bring that for another day. So let's get back on topic. Let's get back on topic.
For the record, y'all got distracted. Me and Mo didn't get distracted. Y'all got distracted.
Yeah, y'all did.
Anyway, so let me ask this question: as far as what are you doing as far as dating in 2022? Like it's only January 28th. It's only been 28 days in the new year. Are you out there dating? And if so,
no.
Are you dating with a purpose, or are in Nikki's case not dating at all? Are you looking for that monogamous thing, or are you just chilling? Are you only for the sex, or are you like let's get into the dating thing? Like, all right, let's start with you, Mo, since you at the top of my screen. What's your dating in 2022? What exactly are you doing?
Who we asking?
Mo, better.
Oh, me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I just told y'all my situation. I'm not gonna be officially divorced until the 23rd of February, and I'm taking my time when that happens. So I'm not dating. I have a couple of female friends that I talk to, but I'm just chilling right now.
All right.
So I can't say anything about the dating in 2022 just yet.
Just yet. All right. Sharice, what about you?
I'm dating. I'm dating one person. Been dating since last year. Since let me see. May became official.
Male or female?
I like you, Tiffany. You
we want to know.
I told you.
Hey, nothing to hide here. Female.
Okay.
Put perspective on it. That's all.
Yeah. Since May, just taking it one day at a time. You know, I'm dating with a purpose.
Okay.
You know.
So your end goal is maybe marriage.
Don't know right now what the end goal is.
All right.
You know.
All right. It's too soon. Got you. I ain't gonna put you on
too soon because there's a lot of things involved, you know. So I'm just taking it one day at a time. I don't even know if I want to be married now. Like I did ask my ex 3 years ago. I'm just dating with a purpose. I really like her. I mean, I love her company and, you know, spending time with her, talking to her, you know. So just kind of really taking it slow.
All right, that's all that matters. So
is that considered, can I ask a question? Is that considered dating or is that considered courting?
That's a good question.
Like would you being monogamous in your dating with that one person? Is that like considered what the old school people call courting versus dating? Because I thought like dating, you just.
Well, we have a comment that asks, dating with a purpose. What does that actually mean?
That means there's an end game.
Having an end goal, like
that means there's an end game. Yes.
I don't even know who this is. It just says Facebook user. So the Facebook user says dating with a purpose. What does that actually mean? I think I agree that it's not just.
Go ahead.
It's an end game. It's an end game. That means that your purpose is, if I want to be married, then I'm dating with a purpose because I want to marry someone. So anybody that I would seek to date would want to be marriage minded. Right. That's what that's their thinking. That's where their thinking should be. Is like, I would like to be married. Okay, I would like to be married. So we're dating with the intent on marriage being the purpose for why we're trying to get to where we're going.
Right.
Well, Mo, since you talking, then let's get your answer to the question. Since you put yourself in the hot seat, so you know.
Yeah, no problem. Right now, no, I'm not actively dating him. I got a friend or two that if I need an itch scratch, I could get the itch scratch. But I'm not into anyone who I'm trying to find out where they're going and where I'm going. And I'll give you somewhat of a reason why. I'm 56. I've had 5 really meaningful relationships where I love yous were exchanged, where your heart was into somebody. And during the course of those, I've only ended one of those relationships. The other relationships were ended by the women.
Okay.
And so in that process, I had to find out, me being a common denominator, why is it that way? And it just recently came upon me. I had some thoughts to where probably I know I want to schedule a therapist, but I think probably something within me and my character, who I am, I have to dig deeper into why the kind of connection and what women should be able to get from me, they're not getting it, and I gotta come into as why they're not getting it. So I said all that to say I'm not actively trying to date anybody with a purpose now, because I need some therapy. I need some therapy to find out more about why. That's pretty much why. Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, because a lot of men won't admit that they need therapy.
And I would say, get that. I've had it.
Yeah.
It was pretty much the way that I came to the understanding of the role I play and why my stuff hasn't worked out, and working on me. You know what I'm saying? And it helps, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I hadn't got it, I probably would be dating right now, because I'm on the tail end of my marriage. So I would probably be, working on
trying to
putting somebody in that spot once she's fully gone. But, the therapy helped me to realize, like, more so who I am, why I think how I think, some of the things that I've done, why I did them. You know what I'm saying? So therapy is definitely a go. I would recommend that to anybody.
Okay. All right.
At least talk therapy. Like, you don't probably need like a psychiatrist or no shit, but just like a talk therapist, like you could just sit there and talk to them, and they can give you some pointers. They can listen to you and give you ask you some questions to get a little deeper into shit that you ain't thinking about is even related to your actions.
So let me ask you this. Do you suggest that everybody getting out of long-term relationships or marriages, maybe they should seek some counseling?
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
I believe that
every single person. I
believe that ending a relationship is a loss, right? Mm-hmm. And so even though that person didn't pass along, God forbid, you lost them. So I think with any loss, you should grieve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And grief counseling is the best.
It's funny you say that, because when I first got divorced and was actually before I even got divorced, when he left, it was this meme that came up and was saying that the hardest thing to do is grieving a person that's still living. So me grieving the loss of that relationship and the loss of what I knew as my life, it was very hard for me. And then so I also had my kids that I had to deal with too. They're grieving the loss of their dad, because he didn't just leave the house, he left the whole state. He just left. So, and not thinking about leaving me, but also leaving them. So it was hard, because not only did I have to deal with my loss, but I had to deal with their loss.
Exactly.
And when you're used to having your parents in the house, it's a different thing that, so, that it's just funny you bring up the grieving process, because for me, it did feel like grief. It really did. That was what I knew. Half my life I was with this person, and then all of a sudden I'm not. So, and then I also had to look at him being right in a relationship right after me.
Right.
So that was more hurt.
Did you get grief counseling?
I did not.
I think you should still do it. I don't think.
Yeah, I definitely think I should. Yeah. I definitely think I should. Especially
it'll put you in a better place in your mind. It'll put you in a better place to deal with that.
Yeah, because what I've noticed is that sometimes I bring those old things into new relationships, and then it's like I recognize it and I try to change, and then also too I go by that common denominator thing. So I look at the things that I did and with him and make sure that I don't do those in the next relationship, because you don't want to repeat the same dumb shit, So I just kind of, I do agree. Grief counseling is good. I'll probably, before I get into another long-term relationship, I probably would do that. So let me ask this question. We got Nikki back too. So
what up, Nick?
You didn't went out to eat. Now you're in the car. Listen, I'm right in line. Let's go. We just on the ride with you. Are
you in the passenger seat?
I am.
Okay, thank you.
You can't tell by the way she like this.
No, I thought the other hand might have been on the joint, on the steering wheel.
That's
no driving. I ain't want her to be looking down for 5 seconds, and then there's a truck in front of her.
Oh God, no. All right, so let me ask this question. I guess. All right, let's start with this one. The 90-day rule. What's your thoughts on that 90-day rule? Do you think that is really necessary to do the 90-day rule? And by the 90-day rule, of course, we all know Steve Harvey wrote a whole book and all the rest of that stuff. Waiting 90 days. Is it overrated? Do you think that a sustainable relationship can happen with a one-night stand?
Yes. I think it's pointless. Why are we setting rules like it's a game? If we're not game for it to be a game, why are we making it a game?
Right.
People are adults, and if you want to have sex, you should have sex, and then you take it from there. But before you have sex, I think you need to be honest with each other and make sure you're on the same page. What it is.
Sometimes
and it don't take 90 days to figure that out.
So we throwing the 90 days out the door is what y'all telling me.
Yeah. I think as far as the 90-day rule is concerned, I think that a person can't fake but for so long.
That's
so within them 90 days, something gonna crack up. If you looking for that type of serious relationship and you want to see some form of consistency or whatever you're looking for, 90 days normally you can't. A person can't fake book for so long. So I think that is still valid in that context of trying to understand who you're dealing with. If this person is, you know, who they saying that they are. Consistency has been a motherfucker, and people have a hard time being consistent.
That's my favorite word. I ain't even gonna lie. You gotta have consistency with me. Don't start one way and then you flip and do something else later on, because that's not the person I fell for. So if you're calling me, if you texting me, keep that shit the fuck up, because I'm gonna lose interest. I'm going to lose interest. Yep. If you don't call, you calling me every day, and then all of a sudden I don't hear from you for 5 days. Guess what, bro? You probably already replaced.
How about?
But don't we know everybody wear a mask in the beginning? Like,
yeah, that is true.
They send the representative.
They send the representative.
And the reason I say kick out the 90-day rule, because I think it's bullshit. but also because there are some vicious motherfuckers who can act for longer than 90 days.
Okay.
So you get the 90-day rule and you like, oh, they did all this shit for 90 days, and then you just open up your fucking heart and you accept the devil in it.
And your legs.
And your legs. And you let the devil inside, and you like, they don't let you, they might not switch up for a year. Right. So what the fuck is 90? Like, people can literally fake, and you definitely should never, if you have a 90-day rule, don't tell nobody you date.
No, you can't tell them.
You know what I'm saying?
They go fake for 90 days.
Right, but I mean, there's people that will fake, not even knowing a time frame. They will fake just as long as it takes to get you where they think that they got you. That could be 90 days. That could be 9 months. That could be 9 years.
Yeah.
That's 9 years is a bit. Because it's some fake motherfuckers.
No, Nick, because I'm gonna tell you, I always say this shit, and I ain't trying to bash nobody, but my ex ain't showed me his crazy until after we got married.
Mine too.
And how many years was it?
For me,
it was 3 years.
Thank you. That's a long time.
3 years, and we already had a baby.
See what I mean?
Something may have happened that triggered that. Something happened.
Yeah, we got married.
But I don't think it was just because y'all got married. Something, either if it's a build up to something, or it was something happened like a traumatic. Something happened instantly traumatic.
I feel like it was more of, and this is just me, you know, just talking. I feel like it was more of, I got her now, and we're married, and I got her now. She's not gonna leave me because we're married.
Okay.
Did I just say that?
Okay.
So that's what I feel like it was, and it wasn't. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all bad. Like it didn't go from us dating and getting married, and then he turned crazy. It just little things started coming out, and then our marriage didn't start going downward till after that 7-year itch. So. Yeah, and then after that, because everybody kept saying, if you make it through the 7 years, you good. Y'all gonna be good. And we made it through the 7 years. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of, you know, so when I'm thinking it's supposed to be getting better, it got worse. And I was like, what the fuck happened to the person I was dating? Like, I don't like this person.
You know what's crazy about this?
Held on to it.
What's crazy to me about you saying 7? I was told 5.
Right. I was told 5 too. And mine was,
and that shit don't. Yeah, it don't matter. Like it's really no time frame.
It's between about 4 and 7, because what happens is you start to look at the finality of your situation. By the time you get 4 years in, you're kind of settled into what you guys are, and during that period between 4 to 7 years, you're trying to understand and contemplate: is this where I really want to be for the rest of my life? And you struggle with it for a 2 or 3 year period. And somewhere around 7 years is when you say, yes, I can handle this for the rest of my life. Or you say, no, you know what, this ain't where it's at for me. And
well,
as
what
you
was my problem? Because I held on for 13 years after that.
But you may, without
It
me
was
knowing,
probably him.
with me knowing and without me knowing, you may have between years 7 and 13 held on 6 years too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we as women, especially when once you get involved and you're vested in a relationship, you're going to try to do whatever you can to salvage. You start thinking of so many different
That's
things.
admirable.
And for me, when I realized, like he said, at that 4.5 mark year, I knew that this motherfucker was not my forever. It was like, it's time to go immediately. And I exited stage left immediately.
And I'm only at 4 currently, and it's about to be over. So
yeah, it's like you know when you had enough. Even though you might want to hold on, you need to let that shit go. Sometimes it's pride, sometimes it's finances. It could be whatever the reason is.
And sometimes it's outside. Sometimes it's outsiders looking at you.
Exactly. You got an image.
You don't want to fail in front of the crowd.
Exactly. No, I didn't give a fuck.
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Yep.
All right, so let's get back on this dating. Let's get back on the dating thing. So, what do y'all think about monogamy? How y'all dealing with that? I love it. Are you good with one person, or you feel like you need more than one person?
No, one person for me.
I need one person. One good person.
You quiet
me,
up there.
straight.
Come on.
routinely, this is not all, but routinely, one of the characteristics for women and traits, you guys aren't built that way. You weren't genetically engineered to share yourself with more than one man. It can be done, but that's not how you're wired.
True. Well,
men on the other hand are more wired to be intimate with more than one person. Yes, it's where in the mammal community where males are predominantly monogamous with one female, other than human beings.
And are you trying to make an excuse, Maurice? I feel like you trying to make an excuse, Maurice.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm telling you what it is. Now, if I'm not gonna say if you choose to accept it or not. All I'm saying is men are wired that way. Women aren't. That's why all I can say to y'all is pay attention to your observable reality around you. It's not coincidental that monogamy, people struggle with monogamy. And for the record, women cheat almost at the same rate that men do. It's just a little bit of a difference.
They do a little bit better.
It's not that much of a difference. It's not that much of a difference.
Well, Solomon had many wives.
Did he bring up Solomon?
Hey, shit, I'm halfway through my bottle of wine. You do not want to go there with me.
Solomon had many wives.
You do not want to go there.
And listen, I know some dudes who actually chose Islam because they allow you to have more than one.
But that's how Maurice sound when he broke it all down. I've heard that many times from Muslim men. Like,
but I only need one woman.
Third wife or some bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody.
Yeah, I only need one woman.
For the record, I only need one. For the record, I can be content with just only one person. I can't.
But this is the thing.
I know that I'm fighting my nature to do that, but I'm okay with that.
Because this is the thing. In the beginning, you and Better said y'all had friends. Not a friend. Y'all have friends. So that means that monogamy thing is out the window because monogamy means
no. For me, I'm if I'm dating,
if you're committed,
I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. Now, when I would choose the woman that I'm gonna be with, then everybody else getting cut off. Mm-hmm. And I'm being monogamous with that one woman.
In the same way, yes.
Yeah, that's when monogamy is relevant in my perspective. Because when I'm dating, like I'm feel like I'm a free man, so I can see who I want when I want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I want.
Why is
Go ahead.
This ain't coming from me. I just know a lot of different people that live different lifestyles. Why do some people feel that monogamy is so important?
For me,
that's a great question.
I'm gonna say for me,
our selfish nature, we want it to be all about.
That's you, not no selfish nature. For me, I'm looking at it physically. I don't want nobody bringing shit back to me. And don't get me wrong, you can cheat on me and I won't know. No, hold on, you can cheat on me and I won't know. But the first time I find out about this shit, I'm kicking ass because I ain't got time, especially at 40. How old am I? 47 years old.
Go ahead on it. You 50, whatever.
No, I'm not yet. But I'm just saying, huh?
What if they came to you and say, look, I like to have sex with a lot of people. I like to have sex with different people.
Then you're not the person for me. You're not the person for me, and that's fine. And I would prefer you to be upfront with me than lie to me. Because you don't know what I'm going to be down for. And I say this shit all the time. You don't know what I'm going to be down for. But you got to tell me up front. If I ask, 9 times out of 10, I already know because I'm a nosy somebody. So I done already researched stuff. I don't just give myself to anybody. And then, like I said, just tell me. If you married, if I want to deal with you, then I will.
Let me make that decision.
Let me make that decision.
Thank you. Thank you. So can I ask a question?
There shouldn't be any dishonesty in it. It should be upfront.
Can I ask a question about that? Since you said that, how do y'all feel about this? Right? Say it's the beginning of the friendship or the getting to know stage, right? And let's just say, for instance, you think you like this person, and you get a couple of things thrown your way about this person, and normally you wouldn't say, okay, give me a rundown of who you've been with. No, but because you were brought those things. No, you don't do that. Listen to what I'm saying. You don't ask for no list, right? But because you were brought things to you by people that you love, that love you, and they know this person before you, and they say, oh, well, this person did X, Y, and Z with somebody we know, blase, and woo, woo, woo. So then you decide to say, hey, this is what came to me. Is it true?
Come on, man.
Well, see, okay, now I would say this. Hold on. Sharice and I went to a very small university, right? That shit happened. It happened often. Yeah. So, and for me, I have a crew that is 15 of us. The shit has happened within the crew. Right. And so you kind of have to go there, but then like even now, so I graduated in 97. Even now you have guys that's trying to talk to you that used to fuck with your homegirl, but it's kind of like a code that you just don't do. If that person is close enough to you, you don't fuck with that person. You
but let's say because they weren't really together, and your let's say one of the crew members didn't really bring that up because they didn't know that you was talking to that. They didn't know that you would eventually talk to that person. But now that you do, and it comes up, you want to know the truth from the person that you're dealing with. So you say, well, look, something I heard about this, because I'm gonna just be open.
It just all sound messy. Yuck.
No, I'm gonna just be open with the situation, right? For me, it was like this. Okay.
I was about to say, you sound like you got a story to tell, and you ain't trying to tell it.
I do. I'm gonna tell it now. Here's so in the very beginning, when I was seen in the picture with my current spouse, right? a dude that, because we work at the same job.
Mm-hmm.
We have different positions, so we don't really necessarily work together.
All right.
I'm a bus driver. She's a supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
But a guy supervisor's wife jumped in my inbox and gave me a story like this long.
And you read that shit?
I did.
Let him finish.
She was like, yo, I don't know what's up, whatever with y'all, but I'm gonna just tell you this. She was fucking my husband. He helped her do this. They was doing that. You know, from the looks of things, he's acting the same way now that he was when I found out about them. And I think they might be fucking around now. But I'm just giving you a heads up. You know, they were fucking and this, that, and the third, blase. They, as supervisors, they went to the same division and worked closer together, and they were this, that, and the third, and she thought he was going to leave me to be with her, but that didn't happen, blase. Basically saying like she was a side bitch. Right? And so I didn't know the guy like that.
So she was saying that your wife was the side bitch.
Right.
All right.
His wife was telling me about it.
Okay.
And so I questioned it. First, I want to ask y'all, was I wrong for questioning it?
No, that's your wife. You're supposed to question.
Okay. So now, was she wrong for denying it? Knowing that it was the truth.
Yeah.
And then when I asked
I'm gonna tell you this as a friend.
But then she told me, listen, she denied it before we were married. She denied everything.
I'm about to break a couple of girl rules right now.
She said that it was true after we were married and said, so what, you want to get a divorce now?
Fuck yeah.
And that was my answer. But that was 3.5 years ago. And we're just getting it.
You tried.
Because I tried. But it's like, yo, you're
so eventually.
But her excuse was, it was before you, so it was none of your business. And what I said was, basically, it was my business when I asked. You were supposed to be truthful regardless.
Yeah. That's where boundaries come in. So
yeah, I agree.
That's where boundaries come in. I mean, it's your business. I mean, if it's not causing any type of health issues, it ain't your business.
So was y'all serious?
They were married.
Were we serious when I asked, or when I serious when she told me the truth?
When she was messing with this other woman's husband and all at the job, were you dating?
When she was messing with him, we weren't even talking.
So I guess kind of sort of is not really your business because y'all wasn't together at that time. It's only your business when.
But if I ask, you still not supposed to be truthful. And then listen.
When did you ask?
Like I told her, I could have accepted if you just told me I'm not going to answer that because it's none of your business.
Right.
But I can't accept that you go on to lie.
Yes.
And then when you tell me the truth, you say you lied because it was none of my business. But now you're telling me the truth 3 years later. Well,
the issue is, I think the problem was the lie. But in all honesty, if she would have just stuck with what she said and was like, it was before you, it was none of your business, then she is right. It was before you, it was none of your business. Like, I can't.
And that
would have been a good answer.
That would have been a good answer. And I would have accepted that. But I can't accept that you lied, and then when you told me the truth, you say you lied because it was before me, so I shouldn't have cared.
I mean, you know.
And I'm like, for real, that to me, that goes back to what y'all was just speaking about. Let me make the decision.
That's all I'm saying.
Be honest with me.
But yours was in a marriage.
Regardless, then I'll still fuck with you regardless.
But yours was in a marriage. I'm talking, when I say let me make the decision, I'm talking about dating. Your shit is definitely for the therapist and for the divorce lawyer. My shit is like, I am going to let me know what's going on. If I ask you a question, I need to know. And then let me make the decision. If you married and you and your wife going through some shit, if I'm feeling froggy, I might leave. But at the same time, if I don't want to be bothered, then I'm not going to fuck with a married man because I don't want that karma. You know, so, but let me make that decision because I was in a situation where we were living in the same house, but we weren't together. So, you know, I kind of understand that situation, but at the same time, I know niggas lie too. Like, I grew up with a whole bunch of dudes, so I know niggas lie. And then my brother who was in the comments for they peep you on game. When you got dudes around you, they let you know what's up. Oh, that nigga don't, you know, I tell that to women all the time, or, you know, he just playing you or whatever. So if you got those men in your life, then you already know game anyway, and game gonna recognize game regardless. So, I mean, you know, the situations is a little bit different, but, you know.
Niggas probably can get more ass if they just told the truth. Because I'm going to share a story.
Thank you.
I always tell the truth.
When I was dating this guy, I ain't going to say his name and nothing. Long time ago. But I'm just going to say when I respect him to this day because he always kept it real. He was like, I don't want nothing from you. You don't want nothing from me. What we got together and did was that. No commitment. You told the truth. And that's what I find sexy when you honest with me. Don't sell me a bunch of dreams about you want a house and kids. Don't sell me that. I ain't trying to buy that. What I want.
I had somebody tell me that, and they were still with their damn wife. Like, it was to the point to where he's like, I'm gonna move down there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But you still in a whole relationship. Like, okay, so I knew he was married, but he was like, you know, we not together. We this, we that. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then you get to the point to where it's like, you making posts about your anniversary and you hiding me. But not knowing or not realizing my girls is side texting me. You seen this shit that this motherfucker posted? And I'm like, nah, I ain't see the shit. I go on the page, I can't see the shit at all. So when you think you doing shit, trust me, you got other shit going on. You got other people here, there, whatever. And when you want to so-called be out in the open and we out on the yard at homecoming and shit and motherfuckers see us together, what the fuck you think? Ain't nobody gonna fucking tell me that you doing a whole motherfucking post to your wife? Like, dude, the fuck out of here.
But Tiff, do you really have a certain expectation for a dude that you dating that's married? Whether did he saying they get ready to leave, or did he gonna divorce or whatever? But it's gonna be messy regardless.
And that's why I was like, you know what? It's all good. Do your thing, bro. If y'all go get back together. But then it goes back to my point to where I was in a marriage to where he was downstairs, I was upstairs, and we weren't doing shit. So I know the shit can happen, and that's how it was portrayed to me. But then it's like,
in your mind, because you thought that was that situation, that made it okay for you to deal in that relationship with that person?
Oh no, I never said it was okay. But it worked for me at the time.
Okay. I'm with
so like I said, you never know what I'm gonna be down for. So it worked for me at the time, and it was working. So
but
I was like,
some type of way about his post.
I felt some type of way about him hiding the post from me.
Did he
I don't give a fuck about the post.
He couldn't try to please you and her because we all know Facebook is for show. Facebook is for show. People get up on Facebook and post a lot of things, don't really mean it, because they want to draw attention or they want to make their marriage seem like it is what it is. It's so spectacular. You know,
let's just say that didn't go over well, and that was the end of that.
Okay.
Can I give y'all a little information?
What's up?
Okay. Generally speaking, when a man wants to get to know a woman, it's because he want to be intimate with her. He want to have sex with her. Right? Okay. He may want more than that afterwards, but the initial attraction is he finds you physically attractive. He wants to have sex with you.
Is this mic going out again?
No, I can hear him.
You can hear him? Okay.
You can hear me? Okay. And with that being said, when a gentleman interacts with a woman, there's a combination to get in your panties. And what he's trying to do is figure out the combination it takes to get in your family. It might be some money, it might be sweet talk, it might be time, quality time, it might be a bunch of things. But all it is a combination that he's trying to figure out to get in your family.
But what if you already got there, though?
Hold on.
And what's your point?
The point is, if you keep that in perspective, when you meet a man, you'll understand how they move. You understand how we move.
And see, that's why I have you and Shed on here to give that male insight about this whole dating scene, because this dating stuff is so different in, well, not even just 2022. And then we also got the pandemic messing up a lot of things. So I think a lot of people gravitated to the dating apps, and that's why.
Not me.
Well, you was in a whole nother situation, bro.
Now, even before that, even after that, I'm not fucking with no apps before no dating. If I can't meet you face to face or be introduced to you by someone, then I don't know you.
Because I'm just saying, how in this day and time do you even meet people when we was quarantined for the whole 2020, and
right.
then but
I'm saying
you was essential personnel, so you was going out there doing shit.
But even with the quarantine, like I was married in the quarantine for the most part, right? Because it's not, the pandemic is really not over. So that came through when I was married. So no, it's really nothing to me. But at the same time, I feel like if we're gonna meet, like for instance, I don't knock other social media sites. Like if I meet you on social media or something like that, or we comment on each other's shit and we start talking and we start inboxing and we get to meet each other or something like that. But I'm not personally gonna go on a site looking to date someone on a dating site. Okay. I just don't feel comfortable with that personally.
Okay. Because I was going to ask, it's kind of like old school. That's why, because people just crazy, period. That's why I always tell my aunt, my mom, like, you can meet somebody at the grocery store, they could be killer. You never know who you sitting next to.
There's predators everywhere. So the fact you met them on a dating site don't matter. That don't matter.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Yeah. But I'm just not comfortable with the dating.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm cool.
You know what I'm saying? And you might meet somebody, and I could be shortchanging myself, because I could probably meet the perfect, or not, nobody's perfect, but I could probably meet a great woman on a site, and we can hit it off, and we can live happily ever after. Probably.
Right.
I mean, for me, I felt like
I just don't feel comfortable with going on.
I tried it to try to do something different, because even during that quarantine stage in 2020, and you ain't got shit else to do but be online and be on social media and shit like that, I kept finding myself getting dudes from Shaw. And like I mentioned, Shaw is very, very small. So
she's telling the truth. Shaw small.
And I don't want to date a whole bunch of dudes from Shaw when I know what you did, first of all. And second of all, I'm just like, where the fuck was you doing 92 to 97? Now all of a sudden I always liked you. You know how many inboxes I got to where I always liked you?
It's not fair.
Out of here.
It's been like 30 plus years. Is it fair to compare these guys when they were 19 and 20 to now? That's been like 30 plus years. Don't people can evolve?
But Sharice, you know as well as I know, because you're the only Shaw person on here, they ain't changed. They come to homecoming. If you've been to a HBCU, they come to homecoming whether they married or single to fuck around. Period. I'm not gonna lie. When I go to homecoming, I already got my homecoming booth set up.
Gotcha.
I just do. Gotcha. So that's one of the purpose of a lot of people going to homecoming.
Yeah.
Because they already got that set up. They already know what they done been homecoming be around October, November. They in your inbox by June. Kind of just like
it's so sad.
They're warming you up.
Warming you up, trying to see if you still single, if you've been paying attention to their posts. I always liked you, all kind of shit. I mean, I've seen it all.
And I know you tell the truth.
Sometimes I don't.
I know you tell. It's just sad that some people just living in the past like that. Their main goal is homecoming. I'm looking forward to October, so because I'm gonna hook up with this. I don't.
And it's only for that weekend or whatever, but you do
them 2.5 days. You're gonna live that fantasy.
Yep.
And then you're gonna go back to real life with the wife, the kids, and whatever you got going on, New York, Chicago, wherever you are.
The only people safe is the married couples from Shaw. That's the only people. Because you can't
look at Sharice's face. She's like, no, they not.
They ain't safe.
When I tell you our university was small, you knew who was messing with who was doing this, who was doing that, or whatever. So it was small, but that was one of the reasons why I went to it, because it was small. I didn't want to go to a lot. Well, I did want to go to a large university. That's a whole nother segment. But you get there and it's like family and everybody looks out, but at the same time, everybody is looking out. And you like, mind your business. But then for me, I feel like nothing has changed in 30 years. Yeah, nothing has changed. It's like they're still the same.
I feel like honesty is the best policy from beginning to end.
I always say that.
I just think that I also think piggybacking off of something that we spoke about earlier. Speaking of piggyback, this show ain't sponsored, but piggyback is what I'm drinking.
Yeah,
that's a whiskey.
What is that?
That's a whiskey.
Okay. Yeah,
I like whiskey.
It's aged 6 years. It's called Whistle Pig. Piggyback is age 6 years. But piggybacking off of what we talked about earlier, I just feel like, when we say we have an end goal, the worst part of that is the word end, right? Mm-hmm. Marriage should never be the end goal, because when you feel in your mind that it is, a lot of times you stop reaching for more goals once you get married. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to stop thinking like we have an end goal. Even with dating, what's the end goal? It's not an end goal. It shouldn't be an end goal. You know what I'm saying? Unless the end goal is happiness, overall happiness. Yeah. But when we say marriage is the end goal, we get to that, we scored a touchdown, we kick the extra point, and now it's like, okay, so what's next? We never planned for it. Right. We never planned for it, for the aftermath of when we get married. Because we like, okay, we scored now. We don't have to work no more.
We stop working.
We stop working. And that's why it comes to an end.
So going back
because
to
you
the
got
dating
END in there.
So going back to the dating thing then, because we didn't kind of jumped around. What is the purpose of dating? What do you do? How do you do it differently? Like, what are you doing, and what can you do differently to make your situation different than the last situation?
I say for me, it's about. Okay, I'm sorry, lady first.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I'll say this. Overall happiness should be what we're looking for.
Okay.
Whether that be we're in a relationship for the rest of our lives, we're dating for the rest of our lives, we get married, we don't get married, whatever comes with that, as long as we are happy together, should be what we're looking for. And that's what, if I do a relationship again, I'm not necessarily going to say that I'm doing it to get married. I'm going to do it to be happy. And if I'm not happy, then I'm out. If I'm happy, I'll continue. And hopefully we can continue and we can go and prosper and be happy together. But before that, I think that we all need to find happiness within ourselves. and be happy with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Let's not grab people to bring into our situation to make us happy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's be happy within ourselves. And if we can be happy within ourselves, we can do what we got to do to make each other happy. And then just happiness is just the overall,
you share
not end goal, but the overall, thing that we seek for our futures.
So let me ask you this question. I'm getting hot now. I didn't drink a whole bottle of wine. Let me ask you this question. Pulling from one of my friends' page, he had posted a question which made me bring Maurice onto the panel. The question was, why are there so many single women? So explain that. Why do you think it's so many single women? And what do you feel we're doing wrong?
Okay.
You saw the quotes, Nick. Come on, give it to me. I gave you the quotes.
I'll give my opinion first. And with me giving my opinion, this is not conclusive, but I think it's generally speaking that we can group the masses in there. Mm-hmm. I think that generally, what women and men look for in each other are different. Dating isn't symmetrical. What women value in men is not what men value in women. And I think I don't want to sound harsh, but I want to say that because of that, women, y'all want men to value what you guys value, and we don't. And because we don't, it creates a rift between us as far as communication. I'll give you an example. Please. I'll give you an example. Throughout the course of history, women group with men who provide and protect. That's what y'all value. That's what you value. Y'all value protection and resources. Men value age in women and beauty. Y'all scorn us because we value what we do, but then y'all don't want to be scorned for when you value what y'all guys what you value. You can take a guy who's 6'3", the Adonis body, the well-spoken, just without all the characteristics you want physically, but he live in his mama basement. Y'all will have sex with him, but you won't pair with him. You grab a guy who's a lawyer, short, kind of chubby, makes the money and the resources. That's the guy you will pair with because he provides the protection and the resources. And I'm telling you, that's not.
You heard Sharice laugh, right? Because
generally speaking, he
got it right. This is not everybody. I'm not telling you this is not everybody.
It's not everybody.
But at this point, nobody should be sleeping with nobody in their mama's basement.
But what I'm saying,
that's not even a definition of a man.
But right. So what I'm saying is, a woman is not going to pair with him because of how he looks. She's going to pair for him with what he's able to do.
I don't know about that. Now, let me hold on. I've had a whole bunch of uglies with money, and if I can't look at you, I ain't attracted to you.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true now. I ain't dated some uglies too.
Hold on. I started this off with saying it's not all. What I'm saying is it's the group in the middle. 10% going to operate this way. 10% going to operate this way. The other 80% going to operate in the middle. And that's where most of us fall at, in the middle.
I like what you said, Maurice, but can I ask, why are they in their mama basement? Because everybody, give me 1 minute. Please.
Especially at 40 and 50 years old.
Give me 1 minute. Like, certain circumstances, people fall on hard times. Are they just lazy and just a bum and don't want to do nothing, or they get it?
It could be a lot of factors into that. Okay. One being that at this point now, 80% of the children that are being born are born out of wedlock. So it's my opinion that the very men that you guys despise are the very men that you create with this single parent household stuff. Okay. But that's another, I don't want to get too far into that.
That's another topic. That's
another topic. But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is,
you make sense. I get it.
Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is the reason why there's a rift between so many singles, and is because the biggest thing is we have to understand is that what women value in men is not what men value in women. And I think men understand that, but I think women have a harder time understanding that. You could take a woman who makes $1 million, who has $1 million income. She can be a dress size 22 with a stomach hanging out over her gut, but she makes $1 million a year, and she will not get the guy who's 6 foot tall, the Adonis. She won't get him, regardless of how much money she makes. But you can take a guy who's 5'5" with a gut hanging over his stuff and make $1 million, and he can get the supermodel because of the resources that he brings to her, what he's able to do, the resources and the protection. And what I'm saying is, because that's not understood between the sexes, and I'm going to say women don't understand it. To me, that's the biggest opinion. That's my opinion on the biggest reason why there's a rift, along with the fact that women outnumber men too. So I
feel like that part.
That's the issue right there.
Everything
you said before that, I'm gonna tell you right now was some bullshit. But that part right there,
it got some truth to it though. For
the most part, let's be real. Women outnumber men. Especially in the Black community. So if they're not locked up, if they're not gay, and if they're not dead, we are at a disadvantage. I said locked up first. She's locked up,
I'm sorry.
gay, and dead. We are at a disadvantage.
The roles has been reversed. The roles have been reversed.
Yeah.
Male and female. Like, okay, we went to the same Shaw. We went to Shaw. I have a lot of friends that Black and single are successful. I mean, they got good jobs.
Yeah.
And when a woman has all that, she really only need a man for companionship or sex because she already got everything going on.
Yeah. But at the same time, they find it intimidating.
I was told I was intimidating, and this was I couldn't. And men always told me that because I guess I'm very opinionated and always been strong-minded. I didn't get that. Why I was so intimidating.
Them some weak ass niggas.
Exactly. That's how I feel about that.
That's what that is. Them some weak ass niggas. One thing, like I listen.
Men like
you got your shit going on. You independent. You strong. I applaud you. I will support you. You understand what I'm saying?
But
I ain't intimidated at all by none of that shit. I ain't intimidated by that shit.
But
I mean, hearing a man say that was like, what the fuck? What did you on, my nigga? What
you know why they say that though? Because what they're used to is easy. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers.
So it's the challenge.
It's the challenge. When a woman got her shit together, you gotta step up and have your shit together if you don't already have it together. Niggas don't want to do that.
I was told by a guy that the reason why he wanted to be with me was because I told him no. Everybody, all the other women that he's been with said yes to everything because he was attractive, because he was tall, because he was a good-looking guy. But when it got to me, I told him no to certain things. Like, can I use your car? No, motherfucker, you can't use my car.
Where the fuck your car at?
That's what I just said. Where the fuck your car?
Even a question.
Okay, so you know what I mean? Like, all right, well, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, this particular guy was used to women doing things for him, and I wasn't doing that shit. So you had that, and I can't be a challenge. Don't get me wrong. For the right man, I will be submissive enough. But let's be clear that I have my own shit. I have my own house. I have my own cars. I've been paying my bills for a long time. So I want you because I want you, not because I need you. So that's the thing. I think where the breakdown is that you don't realize the difference. And then men get intimidated by strong women because you say that that's how we're raised and that's how we're brought up. We don't know no other way because in the blink of an eye, you're going to roll out. So if I can't pay my bills, and I hate to keep bringing up my ex, but I was with him for so long and I was a housewife for a long time. So had I not gotten a job towards the end, I would have been fucked. Leaving me with a house and 4 kids and things like that, I would have been fucked. So you can't be mad at me for being a strong woman when I know that shit don't always work out the way you want it to or the way you think that it will. So don't knock this woman for being a strong woman and being able to sustain on her own without you. Compliment what she got and bring something else to the table. And it ain't gotta be sex, but you know, whatever it is, work towards that shit. Like you don't have to necessarily only bring sex. You can bring something else. Like we miss companionship. Sometimes we want somebody there when we get off of work. You know, that I don't like people touching my feet, but some women like that shit. They rub their feet and stuff. You know what I mean? So like there's things that you can do to be wanted and have that woman desire you. But a lot of guys don't want to do that because they think they being a punk.
Again, them some weak ass niggas. Is at the end of the day, ain't nothing a punk. If you know who you are as a man, ain't nothing a punk about supporting your lady, being there for your lady, uplifting your lady, doing whatever it takes for your lady. You know what I'm saying? My thing is when sometimes you run across these women who consider or call themselves bad bitches, literally say it out their mouth, I'm a bad bitch, right? But at the end of the day, when you figure them out, they really just gave you that bad bitch image to have you step in as the man so they can fall back to being a bum bitch.
And I feel that same way about men.
Yeah, it happens on both sides.
Yeah, I definitely.
It happens on both sides. Like I'm not biased because I'm a man. I'm not even ever thinking that it's just a woman thing. It's a human thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it, and what they do is they pretend just long enough to get you down with them, and then once you step up, they step back, and it's like.
And this ain't
who I wanted. This ain't who I was fucking with. This ain't
who
attracted me. That's how I feel
like that's what my marriage was. Exactly what you said. Everything.
Mine too. That's why I'm saying.
He portrayed this image and, you know, so independent, run your own business, this, that, and the third. As soon as I stepped in, it was just like, all of a sudden, it was like, he just didn't give a shit no more. Let the credit go. You know, the enthusiasm left, and it was just like, it was me. I was the whole support system of everything. It was like, no.
That's the bullshit. Like, what we supposed to do when we come in together, if we being real, and, you know what I'm saying, you got some shit going on, I got some shit going on, we supposed to bring that shit together.
Exactly.
And build on it. You know what I'm saying?
No, people be looking for relief. They be looking for, I ain't gotta do this shit.
I ain't gotta do Thank you. No. Man, and this shit is so annoying.
But like somebody in the comments just said,
they still act like you didn't do shit.
But my friend Sean in the comments, she just said, when the consistency stop, I'm gone. And that's what I said earlier. It's about that consistency. Mm-hmm. And Sean is the one I was talking about, Mo, that shit that has the insatiable pleasures and the roses and stuff like that. So
yeah,
get with her.
Hey Sean, it goes both ways though. It got to be consistent on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
if you want me to be consistent, you be consistent.
But what if she is? That's the thing. What if she
guess
is?
what? If she is, I will be.
Mo, you real quiet right now.
I'm not stopping.
He analyzing.
No,
I'm not stopping nothing.
Of course, I got my opinions and stuff, but I want to hear everybody else's opinions too, and be able to, contribute to the conversation.
Go ahead.
And taking with other people's opinions along. Hopefully I can learn something, and hopefully I can teach something. So yeah,
that's what it's all about, bro.
And my mind thinking.
Okay.
That's what it's all about, man. Because my situation was like, I was shown some shit from the representative. That's the shit that I liked. That's the shit that I fell for.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, when it got deep, it was like, that wasn't really me. And I was actually literally told all the shit that was being done from the beginning
was to get you.
They tried something that wasn't who they were.
Yeah.
Wow.
They did it to get you. Yeah,
and I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? Because selfishly, you wanted something from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you got it, it's like, okay, well, I got it now. I can be myself. So I don't have to do this shit.
That's crazy.
But then it was presented into like some little childishness where it was like excuses started to come.
So let me ask you this shit. So with all of that being said, does that distract you from dating?
It does not. And it doesn't even turn my mind away from being married.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're willing to do the marriage thing again?
I definitely am.
Okay.
When? I have no idea. No time soon, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not off that. Like, because again, I do like monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I feel like I'm a one woman man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so with that being said, like, I'm not against it at all. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I got to take the time to figure out. First, I got to heal. But then after that process, you know, I got to take the time with whoever the woman may be to figure out and know that this is the right person for me.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it at all. Like I can't let who someone else was turn me away from all women. I won't even let the fact that she was black turn me away from my black women and say that I gotta marry outside of the race because black women ain't no. Because
if that's the case, we can do the same thing. We've been getting
a lot of us do, men and women. A lot of us do.
All right, so let's switch gears a little bit, and y'all tell me a little, because we got about 12 minutes left on this, right? Mm-hmm. So as far as I was told to ask the question about your thoughts on the ghosting thing. So how do you feel about that? And
I'm good at that.
What makes you do that, or what makes you think? Why do you think it's happened to you? And since Nick's so excited about it, let's go with Nick first.
What you want me to say?
Well, I mean, you said you're good at that. So why would you ghost a dude? And have you ever been ghosted? If you have, why do you think it happened?
I have not been ghosted before. No. I am great at ghosting. Why do I ghost? Because I see that we're not compatible. It's no need to go on. It's no need to try to. I don't know. I be fed
up. I had
a
phone. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all. So I'm gonna check out and check back in real quick.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like once you realize what you're dealing with, sometimes it's best to just
But why ghost them though, Nick? Why you can't just tell the person? Why you can't just tell the person this shit ain't working out? You not who I thought you was, or you not who I want to be with. Why ghost?
Sometimes that person not worth that. Sometimes it's that person is just not worth it. It's just ghost them. Why even waste your time?
What makes it so extreme that you feel like you have to literally cut all connection with the person that you have been talking to all this long, and then all of a sudden, even if it's a week or whatever, and then all of a sudden you just not return the text, you not return the calls, maybe even block the person or whatever. What warrants that?
It's certain conversations. A person, you know, if you are mentally compatible with somebody or not. So you sitting around and you listening to the conversations and you hearing different things, and you clearly see you're not compatible with the person. So I'm not gonna be rude. I don't know. I'm kind of cringy when it comes to certain things. It's just
I feel like that's passive aggressive, Nick.
No,
it might be.
I feel like that's a little passive aggressive.
I think it's I ain't trying to be harsh, but I think it's cowardice. I think it's an easy way out not to be honest enough with a person to tell them what it is that you feel that they're deficient in. So let's just say you talk to somebody and he's not a great, he's boring. Let's say he's boring as hell. You be like, oh my God.
I've had that.
Yeah, he's boring. He's like, you know, this ain't gonna work for me. And so then you just ghost him. You don't answer his calls. You block all that. As opposed to during one of them conversations, you say, you know what? Your personality is just not quite lively enough for what I'm interested in. Most of us aren't.
I don't even think you have to go that extreme.
What I'm saying is this is not exclusive to Nikki. I'm saying most of us aren't what I want to say. We don't have enough intestinal fortitude to be that honest with a person. It's easier for us just to not talk to this person as opposed to feel like we might hurt their feelings, or we might do something and tell them something that, you know, makes us look like in a bad light. But I just personally, I think ghosting, you shouldn't do it. I think it's.
So you don't think that person with that boring personality that haven't been told they've been boring before? Like, that motherfucker knows he's boring. He knows.
But this is the thing, Nikki. When you preface that, now he'll know why you won't call him anymore, and why you won't text him anymore, and why you won't communicate, because you're not appealing to me in that way. But it just
I don't think people care to know why you don't want to do
No, that's not true.
You've never been ghosted before. If you've ever been ghosted, then you know that people do want to know why they've been ghosted.
So, devil's advocate.
Yes.
So you get ghosted. You mean to tell me you can't think of one reason in your mind why you've been ghosted? Not one. Nothing you've done throughout that whole day. You can't.
I could probably think of one reason I did. Yeah.
I don't. But that still doesn't say exactly what it was.
Because you don't know until they tell you.
But sometimes having the truth don't make it no better. So anyway, the person is gonna be hurt.
But it doesn't. But what I say is, if you share conversation with this person, I think it's only incumbent upon you to be honest enough to say whatever the circumstances are. You shared your
let's just say
some time, huh?
Let's just say you've been talking consistently for like a whole month. Y'all texting, y'all going hard, you know, and then all of a sudden the conversation stops. What?
Been there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, a month is different. I might elaborate.
It happens though. It happens.
Yeah.
I might elaborate from a month. I may say, you know, whatever the case is.
Okay.
Normally, for me, it's somebody's conversation. Listening to what they talking about, where they are mentally. I get turned off. I get turned off by conversations. So
damn.
I do.
I'm with Nikki. Yeah, if you can't stimulate my mind, forget it. Just if you can't stimulate my mind,
block.
I understand all that, but then you should be able to tell a person that if they don't, if the person doesn't, you don't find them engaging, they don't stimulate you, you should be able to say that. And you should be able to say,
and that's what somebody just said.
we should be able to cut. You should be able to tell a person, and I think we should cut communications because for whatever reason you want to cut the communication. I believe you should be able to tell a person that.
And that's what somebody just said in the comments. Tiffany just said, you don't even have to say why. Just say it's not working for you. Don't just leave a person hanging, which is true because then that kind of, I think that right there is a messed up situation to where you just all of a sudden just stop communications with somebody. They don't know why. They don't know what they did. But at the very least, if you give that one little, I really feel like ghosting is like some fuckboy shit or some fuck girl shit. Like you should be old enough. Everybody in this room is over 40. So you should be at that really. Somebody just said that's when the stalking begins. But at over 40 is when you really like, you should be able to express yourself a little bit better at 40-something, 50-something years old.
Don't care enough to do it. It's not about what if I just don't care? I don't care.
At this point, do you really owe anybody anything?
No,
you don't owe them nothing. You really don't owe them anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. And somebody just said it depends on the person. It really does depend on the person. So if you've been talking to this person, say you've been talking to this person for 2 weeks, and you look on their post and they put the wrong there. They put THERE instead of THEIR. Like some people do that. Look at Nick.
She goes, Nikki gonna ghost them right after that.
Exactly. And then they sit up there, they like everything is all good, but they didn't use the wrong there in their sentence, and it's like, fuck. For me personally, I'm like, you probably should have spell checked that or some shit, but
I want you. I want WONT, not WANT. Bitch,
exactly.
Get out of here. Go get the fuck away from me.
Like, what the hell?
So I got a thing about ghosting, right? I've never ghosted anyone, but I've been ghosted.
If you're a man, it's happened.
Definitely.
Oh, wow.
But here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part about that. The way I see it, like you said, Tiff, give me something. Like, don't just all of a sudden, if we've been kicking it for months, 2 months, 3 months, I've been ghosted after a couple of months or maybe 3 months.
Wow.
And it was like, the way this ghost went, it was like, she didn't just cut me all the way off. It was more so she didn't reach out. But when I reached out, she responded.
Okay.
But it was like, let's say she would say, I would say something like, what I'm saying, when we gonna see each other? And it would be like, maybe this weekend. But then this weekend come and go, we make no contact.
Hey, she was married. The fuck?
She was.
Yeah,
but
exactly. So that wasn't a ghost. That was a marriage.
Yeah, but he wasn't at the house at the time. So she was saying they had 1 year of marriage, and she was done before the year even got there. And she wasn't fucking with him, but she wound up, fucking with somebody else.
That's what awesome.
Right, but here's the thing. I would have accepted that. You can tell me that. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, don't let me linger on and keep reaching out to you. And I'm supposed to get the message that I don't need to reach out because you ain't reaching out.
But I don't think that's ghosting. So I think you kind of got a different perception of it because ghosting. I've been ghosted and I have ghosted before. So I've seen both sides of the coin, and it's like when you've been ghosted, it's not because that right there is inconsistency. But
no, listen. It wasn't that she worked it out with her husband. It was more so like when she explained it to me. She explained it to me like 2 months later. Right? She said, I turned her off. She got turned off. Yeah, and this is why. Okay. She invited me to her house.
Mm-hmm.
It was her son's birthday, but I came late, right?
Oh.
But when I came late, not the son whose birthday it was, but the other baby father was there, and she introduced us, right?
Okay.
So when I saw him at the football field where my son was playing, I spoke to him, and he was like, "What's up, champ?" But then he gave me a look like, "Where I know you from?" And I told him, I was like, at Shorty joint with the party, he was like, "Oh, yeah, what's happening? Boom, boom, boom." And he ran back and told, I don't know if he ran back, but the way she said it, he came back and he told her, like, when we saw each other, we spoke. I told him where I knew him from, which I didn't see a problem with that.
Right.
But she somehow was like, I was doing too much because I told him where I knew him from. Whatever.
You should have ghosted her.
So then the second, right? But then
you should have ghosted her whack ass, because that.
Oh no. After that, she got nothing. Like,
yeah,
you erased.
He didn't deserve nothing else. First of all, she shouldn't have had you and the baby father and the other baby father and this, that, and the third. That's just too much. I ain't got time for that. It's too much to be catching up, trying to figure out where I know you from. I'm saying, though. And all the rest of that
shit. As a man, if I know you from somewhere and we trying to figure it out, I'm gonna tell you if I know. If you know, you tell me.
Right.
That's
just human nature.
In the words of my mama, everybody ain't like you.
And I ain't telling. I ain't say that. I didn't say to him that I was messing with her. He probably understood that because he left and I was still there.
Somebody said she corny and she messy.
Right.
Exactly.
That's just messy.
Exactly. And that's why now. That's why after that she was ghosted.
Yeah.
Because that was retarded in my opinion. Like, what? What the fuck you mean? Like,
she deserved to be ghosted.
She's like, that's my business. And when I want to tell somebody what I'm doing, I'm a secretive person. I'm like, well, you should have introduced us.
Right.
I shouldn't have been running into this nigga then if you so serious.
She shouldn't have invited you.
Somebody in the comments said that's not ghosting. You got an explanation. So I do think y'all got a different opinion of what ghosting is, because ghosting really is where you cut communications from everybody without any explanation whatsoever. 1 minute you talking and maybe you think it's good, but then all of a sudden they did find something maybe corny or messy or whatever about you, and they just cut communications without telling you.
Well, that is what she did. That's what she did.
Nah, she told you.
No, she told me after 2-3 months. She ghosted me for those 2-3 months and was like, wasn't telling me nothing was wrong or nothing. But then she had that, you know what I'm saying, in her brain and in her, in her heart. But she didn't tell me. And I told her then, when she told me, I was like, yo, you could have told me that then, and you would have never had to worry about me. She's like,
somebody in the comments said,
I'm like, fuck you.
Somebody in the comments said, I bet if you ignored her in the beginning, she would have chased you. So that leads me to another segue to where, why is it that you get more attention from the people that you don't pay attention to than the people that you do pay attention to? And this could go both ways. Look at Nick's face. This could go both ways. It could go both ways, because I really feel like it probably is the chase of it all, you know,
and the challenge.
Yeah, the challenge of it and all the rest of that stuff. But you know, you still ain't really get on. I don't think you've been ghosted, because she gave you an explanation. Man, I don't care.
I don't think he was ghosted either. Even though you had that time period of nothing, you got an explanation in the end. So
if she responded to your text only when you reached out to her, but she did respond, I would say I don't think that's ghosting. If she never responded, if she cut you off to the point where she never responded to your text no more, never answered your calls, made sure y'all had no communication, That's what I would consider as ghost.
So, cause let me tell you, so I had this weird dude, right? So when I was on the date, I gave out my business number because you never know how savvy people are when they do the reverse lookups for your cell phones and stuff like that. So I always gave out my business number. So dude was like, the very first day I gave out the number, homeboy texted me at 7:00 in the morning. If you know me, I'm not a morning person. I don't do the early mornings. I just don't. So he texted me that, and I'm like, all right, cool. This was at a time to where I was at work, and I was working from 7 to 6. I had long days. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me respond to homeboy. So I respond to him in the text. He calls me. And I'm like, looking at my phone like, so I answered the phone, and he's like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm at work, And he was like, okay, I just wanted to say hello or whatever. So I said, okay, fine. I talked to him for a little bit because it was our first time talking on the phone. All right, cool. We talked on the phone for a little bit. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm at work. I need to get the kids settled or whatever because I work with children. Let me get the kids settled. I'll call you back. 5 minutes later, homeboy decides he wants to text me. Hey, what you think about the football pool? Who you want to win this game, that game, or whatever. So I'm like, all right, go ahead, pick this person, pick that person. Don't blame me if you lose, okay? So I'm still engaging because keep in mind, this is the very first time that we're communicating via telephone, okay? So I'm like, all right, fine. So then I don't respond to him. And then he's like, okay, well, listen, I noticed that you gave me a Google number. Can I get your real phone number? I said, well, I'm a single female. And I usually give out my Google number first. And then if things work out, I'll give you my real number. That's just how I am because I'm a single female. Oh, but come on, baby. I want to get your real number. So I'm getting red flags. Yeah, exactly, Tiffany. Red flags, right? So I'm just like, okay, I'll call you from my Google number when I get a chance. I mean, from my regular number when I get a chance. I didn't get a chance. He called me back. I did not answer. So then he texts me and says, listen, I had to change my number because it was going to spam. So that right there is letting off alarms in my head. Like, you got a Google number too, nigga, because the shit is going into spam, right? So boom. So he gives me the new number. Call me on this one. I'm like, all right, mind you, I'm still at work. I work with children. So I'm like, okay, when I get a chance, whatever. I swear maybe an hour later, he's like, well, I don't think you're interested in me and I'm not going to waste your time anymore. I didn't respond back. I looked at the phone. I pressed block on both of the numbers and I blocked him on the dating app because at this point, you're doing too much, first of all, and it's no explanation. I don't have to explain to you how you're doing too much. That right there is ghosting.
Okay.
So it's no explanation needed. You're not getting no explanation. I'm cutting you off point blank, period. Because in the back of your mind, you know what the fuck you did. Mm. You know that you're doing too much. And this is the very first day, and you blowing me up. You blowing me up. We didn't even get to the end of the day. So you started at 7 a.m. Somebody said run. Oh, I did. You started at 7 a.m. and then you still going. It wasn't even 5 o'clock before I finally was like, you know what? I'm cutting you off. And then he was corny anyway. So I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to have a decent conversation. Somebody said it sounds like a Lifetime movie. Exactly. So I don't have time for those. I be chopped up in a fucking garbage can somewhere and my 4 kids trying to figure out where the fuck is mommy. No, I was raised a little bit better than that. So that's another reason why I give out the Google number so that one is easier to ghost. Now, mind you, if they want to trace it and they trace it to the business, they can trace it to the business. It's not my house where my kids is. And I got something for you if you decide to come up in it. But you know what I mean? So that is ghosting, giving no explanation. Not even if I see you later on. I'm not giving you no explanation because I'm not going to put myself in a position to see you later on.
So I was never ghosted then.
No,
I got.
She probably felt you ran your mouth too much. Really, honestly, she probably. That's what she.
Yeah,
I
think
said.
he ran his
she
mouth
felt.
too much.
She said like You feel like I ran my mouth too much too?
You probably should just said, "I'm not sure where I know you from."
Yeah, you supposed to play that way down.
She like, I can't.
You know,
like, I can't even play this game I want to play because this nigga run his mouth too much. He going back telling my baby daddy. Here I am.
But I didn't listen. I didn't even tell this guy nothing was going on between us.
But you said, from Shorty. Like,
I met you at Shorty birthday. But come on, Shed. First of all, everybody on this thread is from DC except for Sharice. You gonna say I know you from Shorty birthday? Come on. First of all, did you have your kids with you at the birthday?
It wasn't even, the party was over.
But you showed a certain negative with that move. You was in a negative with that move.
You did a little bit too much.
In the comments, you know what? In the comments, they said I should have ghosted her. She was corny. But y'all agreeing with her, saying that I did something wrong. So I guess y'all are as just exactly like her.
No, what do you mean? Wow. Don't give
what you mean?
Listen,
to go with information.
What did they say with the comments? They said that there wasn't no shit to be all like that about because it wasn't nothing. I didn't give up no information or like say, I fuck with Shorty or me and Shorty be talking or none of that. I mean, I'm a man, so for me, with me, it's like this. I'm a truth teller. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say a real nigga because that shit is garbage. That's corny. I'm a truth teller. So if I meet you somewhere and I see you, I'm gonna speak to you the next time I see you. If I remember you. If I don't remember you, fuck you. I don't know you. But I speak to people I don't know as well because I'm just that type of person. I can say what's up or I can say how you doing to anybody, right?
So but I kind of feel like what my girl Sean said. She said it's like you kind of was marking your territory. Yeah, I met you at Shorty birthday party.
I wasn't marking no fucking territory. I ain't fucking with her like that. I wasn't marking no territory. I didn't fuck with her like that and wasn't trying to.
Okay.
That had nothing to do with it. That was the furthest from my mind. That was just more so, you know what I'm saying? I met you here. If I would have met him at the subway station, I would have said I met you at the subway station. You know what I'm saying? If I met him through one of my homeboys, I would have said, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. That's what we met. You know what I'm saying? That's just
well, basically anybody can just track him down because I'm like, I was at the ice cream shop,
track me down. I'm not at the ice cream shop no more. I'm in front of you. You don't have to track me down. You don't have to track me down. If you want to do something, I'm right here. You can try it. It ain't about that. It's just more so like I'm just a truth teller. Like I'm not hiding nothing. I wasn't trying to boast anything or none of that shit.
I understand.
It's just more so. It just was like that's where I met you. That's where I know you from. That's it.
Sometimes I'm a truthful person too, but sometimes the truth can be overrated. Tell what's needed to know at the right time. There's a time and place for everything. And maybe when dude was like, where I know you from, like, I'm not quite sure, and just exit.
That's the lie, though.
Right.
Boom.
I would feel like I'm lying.
What? You don't owe that man nothing?
Exactly.
I ain't gotta owe him nothing. For me to be truthful to myself, I ain't gotta owe you shit.
I feel like we're going back to the marking territory thing, but that's just
I'm just an honest person. It ain't got nothing to do with I wasn't mocking no territory. I didn't care about
last topic of the night.
I have no reason to mock territory.
Last topic.
I didn't even plan to be there.
So wait a minute, hold on. She said so she ghosted him for 3 months. You went to the party late, and then you spoke to her ex at the kids' game.
No, it wasn't no kids game. It wasn't no kids game. It was a grown man's game.
Oh my God!
Somebody did say that. I agree with this.
I wasn't at her son's game. I was at my son's game.
So hold on.
He knew my grown son. My grown son played flag football. He knew my grown son and didn't know I was my son's father.
Well, I will say this. I agree with Tiffany. She says maybe he presented it to her from differently, like. What it really was.
And that's what I felt like. That's why I said he probably ran to tell her. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably presented it to her in a way to make her feel a way. You know what I'm saying? to do whatever he wanted to do to, you know what I'm saying, X me out or whatever the case may be, whatever it was. Right. I don't really care.
So last topic of the night, because we're gonna wrap this up in about 15 minutes. So why do you think it's hard to find that right one?
I don't think there's no such thing as a right one.
Okay. And that's why I did this. I did the quotes.
I think you get together, you make it work. I think relationships are like work. You put in what you want out of it, basically. I don't think there's no perfect person, no right one. I think some people stay together because they're willing to take those extra steps to make it work. They're willing to bend, forgive, communicate. I think that's what it's like. If you want to be together, you're going to be together. That's my whole thing is. I think, and people know that, you know, how when you put so much into something, if you want to be with that person or not, you just make it work. Because, you know, we got friends that have been together 20 some years since from Shaw. People make it work. Not saying it's perfect, but if you want something to work, you're going to invest the time. So my whole thing is people make time what they want to make time for. And that's even with relationships.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. You make time for what and who you want to make time for. So, Maurice, what do you think?
Hold on. Pose the question again.
Why do you think it's so hard to find that right one?
I think I agree with Sharice. I don't know, like, how do you define the right one? I just know that I just believe that like Sharice said, if two people want a relationship to work, it can work. Relationships fail when one or both persons don't want the relationship anymore. One of them doesn't want it, and they're not going to work, or both people don't want it. But when both people want the relationship, it'll work because it takes the bending and the twisting and the forgiving, like you said, the communication and all. It takes all of that to work. And if you're both doing that, the relationship will work. So as far as finding that person, I think you just got to find somebody that you kind of have some common interests, some common goals, some common compatibility. And then you get to 75 or 80% of what it takes for you to be with a person. And then y'all work on the other 20% to, to get the 100% of what you guys need to make y'all relationship work. Yeah.
All right, shit.
So
I agree with the both of them. But I also feel like a lot of times lust can be an issue. I think that when we get together, a lot of times the lust is there a lot stronger than when the love comes. And when the lust runs out, a lot of times, like, I think the reason that we don't choose to work so hard for shit is because the lust outweighs the love. And when something happens, lust ain't strong enough to stand on. So when something happens, you know, you ready to run because the love ain't that strong. You know what I'm saying? So without the love being as strong as it needs to be, and the lust starts to deteriorate, you're just ready to leave. And then, you know, you don't work on it, and those two people or one of those two people say, I ain't trying to do this. You know what I mean?
So and, Tiffany posed a good point in the comments. She said a lot of people are focusing on finding the right person and not being the right person. It takes two.
Yes. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Yes. On finding the right person instead of being the right person. Yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
Yep.
Yes, that's definitely
I learned that the hard way. I will say that. I learned that the hard way because for me, I felt like I was too busy looking at the faults of others instead of looking at myself and realizing that, you know, you can be a certain way. So what I started doing was being a little bit more honest, but then it seems like that's a little intimidating for most men because they say they want that honesty, but then they can't handle, say, a person like me who's I'm gonna give it to you raw and I'm gonna tell you, you know, listen, I'm spoiled. I like things a certain way. I do this, I do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I like to have fun. I'm nurturing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. they're not used to that honesty. So, and also for me, I really feel like with and I don't mind dating outside of my race. I never have, but I don't mind dating outside my race. But for us, it's like the women outnumbering the men. We don't have a lot of choices out here in this dating pool. We don't get a lot of options as the men do. So y'all got a whole bunch of women that are really good women. They got good jobs, they got good bodies, they pretty, but what didn't work for their ex may work for you, but y'all also got like 2-3 women that's just like that. And then for me, I gotta find that diamond in the rough. So I feel like it's kind of, I'm at a disadvantage as a Black woman who's looking to stay within her race. Not that I am. If I find a nice looking white guy, soon. But, I feel like we're at that disadvantage and you guys have the advantage right now because they're either gay, they're dead, or they locked up.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the end of the day, I kind of agree with you. And I know you're speaking from a personal standpoint, so I wouldn't say that you're wrong at all.
Right.
But I think you need to. You said gay, locked up, or what else? What was it? 3?
Gay, locked up, or dead.
Okay, I think you need
especially
to add,
living in this area.
I think you need to add taken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of us good men who are taken.
But then it goes back to my topic of the married men being in my inbox.
Right, but this is the thing. Those are not good men.
But they still men.
They're not good men though, and they're not good choices. What I'm gonna say is about the good men, we fall into the bowl with those other 3 because we're not really available for you to choose. Now, those men that are not good men that are married and just, still want to have a good time and, have side chicks and this, that, and the third, you can choose them. They're available. Yeah. But the good men that are taken, so they're not available. The men that's locked up, not available. The dead men, not available. Right. The gay men, not available. You know what I'm saying? So there's that thing with all of those that make y'all outnumbered. So as far as availability, it's probably like 10-1 or more of y'all to us. It's like 10-1. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, it's like the man that is available, most times in his dating, he's going to see 75% of those 10 that are available to try to figure out which one he wants, if he wants to settle down. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all got to do a lot of work to show you're too much. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And too much work to be only lasting a month or 2 or even 3. Like for me, I'm not even going to say the whole dating with a purpose, but I'm not dating just to be fucking. Like that's not my intention, because then I can call my girl Sean and get the rose or get this or get that. And it doesn't, the toys don't replace the dudes. Like, don't get me wrong. You want somebody to kiss on you and hug on you. It's a temporary satisfaction. If it's just about sex, I can get that with the rose or the other thing. You know what I mean? But you don't want that. You want that companionship. You want to be able to not go to Cancun by yourself. You want to be able to go out to eat, with someone and things like that. So the whole dating scene itself is different because everything Sean gonna say that shit is amazing.
The rose.
Yeah. And she got a dude. So her and her dude, they, they real.
That's what's up.
That's how you supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's what's up. I ain't jealous of the rose. I'll buy you one.
And Sean Shedd is going to hook up with you because he said he buying roses for Valentine's Day. So yes. I'll get y'all two together. But I just want to thank y'all very much.
Expensive, Sean. Don't bust my head.
Don't bust his head. She pretty reasonable, but I just want to think this has been a very great discussion. Like, I'm just really, I see things a little bit. I like talking to men and talking to women because it gives both sides of the coin. And then you learn something from the men, and then the men learn something from the women, and kind of get those different opinions and everything. So, and I chose you guys because you are so vocal on social media that I was like, hold up, let me see how this whole roundtable thing would go. And, so I got another topic for next week. I'm gonna put it out there and kind of get some insight and see how we do it, because the whole purpose of it is not only just to talk about it, but actually kind of get down into it and kind of figure some stuff out. So, maybe we could do this again next Friday and kind of have another discussion and topic and stuff like that. Everybody said great convo. They said they need another week. Good conversation. I like the feedback from the comment section. Like I want more questions and discussions in the comments so that I can bring it to y'all and we can kind of bounce off each other with that. But this was interesting for the first time. This was real good. I liked it. So
I liked it too. And I just want to say, y'all definitely gave me a different perspective, even though I was, I had a rebuttal and you know what I'm saying? But
that's what it's all about.
I understand now hearing it from you guys that, yeah, if it ever happens in the future, I've taken you guys' advice, and I don't know you at all, nigga.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with that.
I'm saying? I'm just the type of guy like I'm one of those guys where, like, you know what I'm saying, I could walk past somebody, if we make eye contact, I'm saying, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just one of those people, but yeah, maybe I didn't have to say where I knew him from, and it wouldn't have been a lie me not saying it.
So I think next week we should talk about like the side chicks and the side dudes and and what really kind of Tiffany said you was too friendly.
Go ahead, Tiffany. See, Tiffany just started sipping her wine. She had a little drink at the restaurant. She started sipping her wine, and she, it's all good.
I will say this: Sean said you're just a good guy. Sean said you're just a good guy. So you got some,
Thank
but
you,
I think next week we'll talk about the side chicks, the side dudes. Why is it such a big thing? And I kind of got a reason as to why I think women don't mind being side chicks, because it goes back to that whole outnumbered thing. If you can at least share somebody, that's better than nothing at all. But I can't hear you, Mo.
Where your mic at, Mo?
I'm whispering. I'm commenting to what you're saying, but I'm whispering. Yeah,
all right, I got you. So Sean was like, have you ever been a side piece? Have you ever had a side piece? So we're gonna talk about that next Friday, after keep it after dark around 8:30, around the same time, and kind of see where we go with this and get some more insight from the people in the comments and stuff like that. It's all about the honesty and being upfront, and maybe we can kind of figure some stuff out together. So I thank you, Maurice.
Let's get it.
I thank you, Shed. I thank you, Sharice, and I thank you, Nikki, who, I think we lost her a while ago, but thank y'all very, very much.
She just hung up on us and got in the comments.
She was tired of you talking about ghosting and not being ghosted. It was like, it was too much. And she was like, fuck this, I'm out. So, but I thank y'all so much.
All right. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Betterman202, BETTAMAN 202. You can follow my page on Facebook, Betterman. I can't do any more friends on Facebook under Shed Dawson because I'm at 5,000. But you can follow my music page on Facebook, Betterman, just like it's spelled right here. And then Betterman202, put the 202 behind what you see on Instagram, and that's me. Also on YouTube and everywhere else, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. Holla at your boy.
All right, Sean, I'm not sure who the first person was, because I wasn't looking at it. I'm not sure who the first person was on the live, and then Tiffany said Nikki ghosted us.
Nikki
did ghost us.
So she pulled off another one.
She said all it takes is a conversation and she gone, right?
That's it.
That's
so
it.
You know, the conversation it wasn't there. It wasn't there. She ghosted us. So
it wasn't stimulating.
Hopefully she'll join us next week. But Sean, we'll do a free giveaway. So Sean is gonna do a free giveaway next week, and we'll post that up. She got some good stuff. Like I said, check out her website. Insatiable Pleasures.
Okay,
and she got all of everything you need. And if you need it in this area, I can hook up with her and get it to y'all by Valentine's Day. So check out insatiablepleasures.com. Holla at my girl Sean McClain. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll see y'all next week.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.